Welcome to Module 4, where we'll be looking at setting up a fitness business. We're going to be looking at building a brand, online marketing, gym floor, client acquisition, and how you can create a successful long-term business within the fitness industry. So Module 4, Unit 1, we're going to start off with building a brand and knowing your avatar. And if you don't know what I mean by the word avatar, you're going to find out very soon. So the learning objectives for this unit are to define a brand and the characteristics of a strong brand. We're going to be looking at some of the biggest brands in the world and where they excel at. Decide whether a personal or company brand is best for you right now. Be able to have a clear avatar to target and why that's so important, especially on an online capacity. And then be able to build a brand that stands out to your avatar. So first of all, what is a brand? So this definition here from brand.com simply is: brand is the proprietary, visual, emotional, rational, and cultural image that you associate with a company or product. So quite general. Most people, when they think of branding, they think of a logo, but it's a lot more than that. And we're going to take a much more in-depth look at branding and how you can create your own brands. So strong brand examples, we're going to go through a few of these at the moment. So obviously the tick, yes, it's Nike. And you probably associate Nike with Just Do It. And that's because they have such good, strong branding, both offline and online. And even like little subdivisions for that. So if you go on like Nike Women on Instagram, have a look through the consistency that they provide and how they've used athletes like Michael Jordan, where they've combined together. And Nike was probably one of the most efficient and one of the early adopters when it comes to influence marketing. We know influence marketing a lot more now, maybe from Instagram, but they were doing that a long, long time ago with actually having athletes part of their brand and using those athletes' sort of fames and accolades to improve and increase Nike's own brand awareness. And they're probably the epitome of brand trust and awareness. So for a more fitness related example, let's look at Fitness First. So I think maybe in 2012, they were actually struggling at one point, and they actually invested around 200 million pounds in actually rebranding. You can see obviously the original logo and the new logo, and how a tweak not just in the logo and the look and the feel, but that does have an important role in regards to appealing to a certain demographic or a certain avatar. And Fitness First, since the rebrand, have continued to increase memberships and expand their brand. So a rebrand and branding is extremely important. All of the big companies you see on a day-by-day basis, even if it's like McDonald's yellow M, every single detail matters. And you may not think it's important at the moment if you're just getting into personal training, or you're relatively new and you only have a few clients or no clients at all. But I think it's important to start off with good, strong branding and start off the way you mean to go on. And what I mean by that is to think about you maybe having a Fortune 500 company and having that mentality. So every single little thing you do needs to be crisp and in place, and that consistency. So another example here where a strong brand example is being able to take the main branding. So like with the UFC, you see the same font, the same color, and they've got a load of different sub-brands underneath that, whether it's the Fight Pass, whether it's Fight Night, they have a load of sub-brands, sub-categories to their overall brand. So you'll probably be thinking, what should I go with? Should I go with a personal versus a company brand? And there's pros and cons for each, and we're going to go through that right now. My advice to you starting out, if you are starting out in the industry and you're relatively new, or you're looking to get into the industry and you haven't really got much brand presence, and you are a brand, you are an individual. So everything you do, everything you say, the way you say it, the way you communicate that, people are going to see that and they're going to judge that. So if not many people know of you at the moment, then your brand and your personal brand is going to be quite small. People are not going to know of you. So that's why I think it's important when you are starting off in just to go down the personal route. So when I started, it was Luke Johnson PT. Once you build that personal brand up, you can then start expanding into a company brand. And what you'll find is the more you put yourself out there, the more you're speaking to people on the gym floor, the more you're on social media, whether it's podcasts, YouTube videos, Instagram posts. The more you put yourself out there, the more brand awareness you're going to get. And we're going to be talking about that in a lot more detail in the upcoming unit.